In Red Sox news, third baseman Rafael Devers hit a 3-run homer, powering them to a 9-5 victory over the White Sox Thursday night. Game 2 of the series is Friday night at Fenway. Eduardo Rodriguez will take the hill for the Red Sox, opposed by the White Sox pitcher Carlos Rondon. First pitch is set for 7:10. In Patriots news, training camp continues on Friday, with the team hosting an intra-squad scrimmage. The Pats will continue to prepare for the season. As coming up, they host joint practices with the Jacksonville Jaguars at the week of the August 7th. Tom Brady's birthday was also Thursday. The AFC East rival Miami Dolphins suffered a huge loss on Thursday. The team announced quarterback Ryan Tannehill is expected to miss the entire season. Jay Cutler is rumored to have interest of coming out of retirement to join the Dolphins. I'm Jack Down. More information on corner stories in 30 minutes.
Hello, Fuse Nation. My name is Alex Fuse, and I am the host of Feuzion News. Today is August 3rd, and I am alongside
Randolph Thurman,
Ryan Hastings,
Luke Cervella,
Jack Dow,
and Austin Dakuda.
And guys, we will be breaking down everything here in Boston today. We'll go from the MLB to the NBA, the NFL, and multiple other things here today. It's going to be a great hour of sports, and we also have ESPN's own Mike Reiss coming on to talk to New England Patriots training camp. What are his thoughts on Tom Brady and the big press conference today that Tom made, and also a little about his career. So, guys, we'll kick it off. We'll talk some MLB. The trade deadline just ended a few days ago. Yankees stole away some top trade picks that the Red Sox wanted to make. We'll start off with Austin. What do you think about the Yankees stealing away some of the Red Sox big trades that they wanted to make at the deadline this year?
Well, I think the Yankees definitely improved at the deadline. They got the relievers they wanted. They got Todd Frazier to play third. But ultimately they're happy with the Eduardo Nunez move. So I think in the end, the Yankees definitely came out of the deadline as a front runner. But the Red Sox still made some moves that resonated well with Red Sox fans and their front office. So at the end of the day, neither team is really behind the other one. They're both, and both of them could make the playoffs. One is a division leader, one is a wild card.
And the Red Sox have a 2-game lead over the New York Yankees, and I feel like the Yankees, alongside the Los Angeles Dodgers, really won this trade deadline. That is my opinion. Luke, what do you think about the Red Sox trade deadline mess, basically, that they had?
There's no question the Yankees added some nice pieces with solid pitchers like Robertson and Gray, but I mean, I still feel like it's the Red Sox division to lose. I just think they're the best team on paper. They have a better outfield. Their bullpen, the Yankees' bullpen is really what they built. The deadline, they already had a good one. Now they have a really, really good one. So I think that's a tough bullpen to stop, particularly in the postseason. But I still think the Red Sox are the team to beat.
I mean, with this Yankee bullpen staff, you could basically say, hey, Tanaka, we only need to go 5 innings tonight. We have Canley, Robinson, Betances, Chapman, and the list goes on and on and on. And when you ask a starter to only go 5 innings, let's say in a wild card game, right? And their starter's getting tired, their high pitch count, that depth in that bullpen could be deadly. Look at the Kansas City Royals just from a few years ago. The hitting didn't make them win that World Series champion. It was a bullpen. Ryan, what do you think about the Red Sox trade deadline? Do you feel like the Red Sox did okay? They picked up a few guys, or do you think the Red Sox could have done just a little bit better?
I like the trades that the Red Sox ended up making. Guys can play almost anywhere, and has been batting .481 with 10 RBIs, 4 doubles, and 2 home runs and 27 at-bats to the Sox, which is a very good stat line. And Addison Reed adds a much-needed piece to the bullpen, as he showed that last night when he pitched a 1-2-3 inning.
Luke, did you want to add on to that?
I think that's a good point by Ryan there. And Nunez is – you can never have enough guys that can play all around like he can. And, you know, we see Pedroia on the DL right now, and Nunez is filling right in at second base. I mean, if he wasn't around, you'd have to call someone from the minors. Instead, you have a guy that's been around, and he's hit well, and he just has a lot of versatility.
Now, a player that has really showed Red Sox fans that can really potentially win them this division is Rafael Devers. He made his major league debut last week, and he has really shown, what kind of player he is. Austin, do you feel like Devers could really be the decision maker if the Red Sox make or miss the playoffs this year?
I think he could definitely give them a boost to make the playoffs. Before he was called up, they were really struggling offensively. He came in, he's already hitting 3 home runs. He's batting over 400. Very nice boost to the offense, and I think he's going to be a very good run producer for the rest of the season, and will definitely go a long way to helping their playoff run.
Now, I know you guys can't really see us here in the broadcast booth, but Luke made a face at me for saying that the Red Sox may miss or even make the playoffs. Luke, there's no doubt in your mind that this Red Sox team is going to make the playoffs? Really?
Absolutely a playoff team.
Okay.
115%.
Why is that?
Well, first of all, I think the Rays are 3.5 games out of the second wildcard right now, and they're just better than the Rays, and they'll playing the Rays down the stretch. There's just no way they have to collapse and not make the playoffs, and I just don't. With the talent on the team, it's just not going to happen.
So the team that you saw 2 weeks ago that had
it was a tough run. It's a tough little. You go through losing streaks in baseball. They've nice little 3-game win streak here. 3 more against a bad White Sox team. Chance to pick up games on the Yankees, who are playing a tough Indians team right now. That's a good chance to pick up, 2 more games. They're not going to miss the playoffs.
Yeah, guys, you can chime in and, you can call into the studio, and we will definitely take your calls at 508-541-1650. You can definitely call into the studio here. We will answer your calls for sure. Call in the studio. Hit us up on Twitter as well. Austin, I'm going to throw it back to you, and I want you to add on to this conversation about if this Red Sox team will definitely make the playoffs, no doubt in your mind.
I'm not giving them a 100% chance to make it. I think we've seen them collapse before. When they did have a better pitching staff last time they collapsed, headlined by John Lester. Chris Sale is definitely the most dominant pitcher in baseball, in my opinion. But the guys behind him, too many guys. Drew Pomeranz has never pitched as many innings in his career. So at some point, he's going to get tired, and he's not going to really be there for you down the stretch. And a guy like David Price, you haven't been able to rely on him all season, and what makes you think that he's going to come back anytime soon and be reliable? The Red Sox team, yes, they're in a good position right now, but the way the Yankees handled the trade deadline, it makes me think the Yankees are going to pass them and win the AL East.
Yeah, Price is definitely in a yucky situation, but let me ask you this, guys. Do you feel this Red Sox team
Why are you taking him out of the picture?
Well, I feel like without Sale and Kimbrel, what kind of team is this? It's definitely not a first place.
Without Sale and Kimbrel?
Yeah. They're
Probably
nothing.
the second wild card.
They're
team.
nothing. They're nothing without Sale and Kimbrel.
Well, you
Nothing.
can say that about really any team in sports. Everyone has their star players that carry them.
Yeah.
You can say the same thing about any team. What if the Yankees didn't have Betances or
They got Canley.
Yeah, but
They got Robinson. You take out Aaron Judge, you got Clint Frazier. You take out Aaron Judge, they got.
The Yankees are going to win the division.
They're 2 games out.
No, it's just not going to happen.
They're 2 games out. 2 games
It's
out.
not going to happen. Their outfield, excluding Judge.
Clint Frazier, Brett Gardner, Jacoby
Frazier's
Ellsbury,
a rookie.
Aaron Hicks is batting over 300.
Nice fourth outfielder. You're going to rely on Clint Frazier, a rookie, to carry you in a pennant race. That's what we're doing now.
I mean, yeah, I am. They're 2 games out. If you asked me this season if the Yankees are going to be 2 games out of this division after the trade deadline, I would have said you are crazy. But after seeing Aaron Judge really develop, I know he's in a downfall.
Second half.
Not terrible. Not terrible.
He was hitting about 320 going in the break, and he's hitting 299. That's pretty damn bad.
Well, I mean, I think if you put who's leading how many home runs does the Red Sox have? Let's
Not a
find that
lot.
out.
Who's in first place?
By 2 games.
Doesn't matter how you get there.
By 2 games.
Yeah, the power might catch up to him in the lineup, but what Devers is bringing as far as power is
That's 1 player.
Who else is hitting shots over the fence at Yankee Stadium besides Judge?
Clint Frazier.
2 months.
So Devers been up for a week.
I know. They're both nice power boosts. Austin has something to add to that.
Well, Alex, you had asked how many homers the Red Sox have. They sit at 109 right now to the Yankees 156
Who leads that team?
homers. 156 for the Yankees, 109 for the Red Sox. So there's a big gap, and it's not just Aaron Judge who's responsible for that gap. But I do think Judge is a huge piece of the Yankees team. But at the end of the day, you can't take him off the team. So right now, the Yankees have Judge, they have Sonny Gray, they have Kamen and Robertson. So they're not fading at any point soon. So the Red Sox do need to figure something out, get this lineup energized right now. Because, yeah, Nunez and Devers have been nice, but neither of them are going to bat over 400. They're not going to keep up this pace. So what happens when they fall down? You don't have Pedroia to rely on right now. So I am a Red Sox fan at the end of the day, but you got to be worried as a Red Sox fan because you don't have Nunez to rely on to bat 429 the whole year. It's just not going to happen.
Luke, you got a former Yankee, Nunez, back on the Red Sox here. What are you saying that Eduardo Nunez is going to save this Red Sox team
No.
and the Red Sox are going to make the playoffs because Eduardo Nunez is the greatest player ever?
No.
Is he replacing David Ortiz?
He's a nice ad.
Okay.
No, Alex, you're misunderstanding. The Red Sox are not a good power team. They're winning, and that's concerning. Next off season should really look to add something as far as power is concerned. But you can win. You don't have to be a big power hitting team to win championships. Like you referenced earlier. Were the Royals a few years ago a big power team?
No, they ran bases.
Yeah.
That was their number one thing. And they had a good bullpen.
The Red Sox bullpen is it's their best ERA. Fact. I mean, you don't have guys, household names necessarily, but you still getting it done. I think people are being hard on their bullpen. They're getting it done. They add a great Addison Reed, nice rental for a couple, mid-level to low prospects. I think their bullpen's fine. They have a better outfield than the Yankees. Fact. Fact. That's indisputable.
Oh my gosh.
I have to agree.
That's anyone disputes that is just missing it.
Ryan, I know you are probably a Red Sox fan here, and I'm the only New Yorker here, unfortunately.
Thank
But
God.
Ryan, do you feel this Red Sox team, has the best outfielder in baseball? Or are you saying that? Is that clear? They have a better outfielder than the Yankees. Are you saying that, Luke?
Absolutely. They have
Definitely.
not even close. Alex,
Mookie Betts,
now
Jackie Bradley, Benintendi.
they have 2 guys that are going to win the Gold Glove this year in the same outfield.
I think.
And Benintendi's no slouch. He's had his struggles. He's a rookie. The average is dipped. Nice 3-hit game last night, but they have 2 guys that didn't win the Gold Glove. Yankees have 0 guys that win the Gold Glove.
Gardner won it last year. Won.
Doubt he wins it this year.
Well, I'm just saying.
But he's a good fielder, though. I'm not taking that with him.
Oh, boy. Well, we are Fusion News here on Power 88 Radio. Hot topic, I guess, about this Red Sox team. We'll see what happens.
First place, Red Sox team.
By 2 games. 2 games. Uno dos.
Well, at the end of the year, first place is first.
First place
If
is
it's a half game.
first
2
place.
games. It's first place.
That team is going to win the division, or do you think they'll make the playoffs by wild card?
It's their division to lose, Alex, my friend.
All right. We'll send it to the break, and we'll be right back with more sports fusion and fusion news here on Power 88 Radio. Thanks for listening.
Hey, good. Good shit. That's good. That's good talk.
Nice job.
Good job. That's good job, Ryan. Hey, good point about Nunez.
Yeah.
Sorry, I mean it, Ryan. Good job, bro.
Yeah, that guy
I could not
cheated.
add. Well,
Well, not really.
No, I'm just like,
I could
See?
not add to anything in that conversation.
I just didn't want a part of that to begin with.
Oh,
So
that
I'm
was
going back.
that wasn't terrible.
That was 15 minutes. So.
I think your charger.
you're brave right now, boy. Yo, if my phone dies, fam. Oh, you don't have a charger?
Hello, Fuse Nation. We are back here live on Power 88 Radio and on YouTube Live. This is Fusion News, and I am Alex Fuse, your host. I'm going to ask Randolph Thurman. Randolph, what is the future of the Celtics this season?
Future of the Celtics this season would definitely be being if the Cavaliers keep Kyrie Irving, they're going to be in second place in the East, and if they don't, then I would say that the Celtics and Cavs would be neck and neck for first place, but they're definitely going to meet in the Eastern Conference Championship again this year.
That famous name that everyone talking NBA is bringing up now is Kyrie Irving. What percentage do you feel that Kyrie is going to head to the Celtics?
I would say very little chance that he would head to the Celtics. I mean, Kyrie has already made it known that he wanted to head to the Knicks or head to, I'm pretty sure it was the Spurs, but I believe there's very little chance that they will be able to get Kyrie Irving to the Celtics.
Now, you said the Knicks. So if Kyrie goes to the Knicks, does Carmelo Anthony stay?
I believe so. There was a report saying that Carmelo Anthony is not interested in going into the Cavs organization anymore. So I believe that he would either stay in New York or he would probably head to the Rockets.
All right. Awesome. What do you think about that? Kyrie Irving to the Celtics, how do you feel about that?
I feel like there's a very slim chance of him coming to Boston for a few reasons. One of those being his $17 million a year contract. The Celtics just don't have the cap right now. We saw them have to trade Avery Bradley for Marcus Morris to clear $4 million. And right now they're just at the salary cap of $4 million over after the Aaron Baines mid-level exception. So in order to get Kyrie, they'd have to clear $17 million and send that back to the Cavaliers. And a way to do that would have to be a combination of Isaiah Thomas or a number of players. And I don't see Danny Ainge at this point in the offseason moving 3 or 4 guys to get Kyrie Irving, who's not going to dramatically improve your team. Because last season, Isaiah Thomas was just as effective offensively as Kyrie, although the stats may not show the percentages. But Irving is a guy who can make an impact for another team more than he can make an impact for the Celtics at this point.
If Kyrie went to the Celtics, no doubt in my mind the Celtics team would make the playoffs. If Kyrie doesn't go to the Celtics, does the Celtics team make the playoffs?
Oh, of course. Of course.
Make the playoffs? They won.
Yeah, without Kyrie Irving.
The Celtics?
Yeah.
They came in first place in the Eastern Conference last year, and they added things. How would they miss the playoff? They added an all-star player. How would they miss the playoff?
The East is a very weak division as well. So.
The East got worse, and the Celtics got better after winning the Eastern Conference. There's no chance they miss the playoffs. There's a better chance of me walking on the moon.
All right. That's scary. But awesome. So what do you think, the future is for the Celtics this season?
I'm predicting the 1 seed with Kyrie Irving on the Cavaliers or without him on the Cavaliers. Either way, they went toe-to-toe with Cleveland last year. And they add Gordon Hayward. They add Aaron Baines, who's a better rebounder than anyone we had in the team last year. He's a big body. And those improvements, I think, will help us go head-to-head with the Cavaliers all season, with Aaron Baines being able to match up well against Tristan Thompson, who's another big rebounder. Al Horford's not really good at matching up with Thompson, so getting Baines, I think, was a move that Danny Ainge made to try and counter Tristan Thompson. And even if the Cavaliers keep Irving, we beat him a couple times last year. We can beat him again. I don't see why we can't get the first seed 2 years in a row. Not to mention we added the all-star Gordon Hayward to the roster.
I think that they would still need Isaiah Thomas to be playing like he did last year, though, so they can beat the Cavaliers, because matching up with the Cavaliers is a very, very tough task, especially with Kyrie Irving.
It's definitely a tough task, but when you add Gordon Hayward, even if Isaiah is not as effective as he was last year, Hayward can fill in for what Isaiah is missing this season.
It is also true.
Even with the addition of Hayward, I still think the Celtics are one piece away from being a true contender.
Well, that's what I meant, like Kyrie Irving.
I agree with that.
Okay.
We're not going to, but the Celtics aren't going to get Kyrie Irving.
Okay.
It's just not going to happen.
So what do you feel? Because since Kyrie Irving probably will not head to Boston, what do you feel like this Celtics team needs to do to break that glass ceiling to win the NBA championship?
Well, I mean, I just think they're a year or two away from that. I think they would realistically need Brown and Tatum to develop into key pieces, which to ask out of a rookie and a second-year guy is mildly unrealistic. But I mean, yeah, they're gonna be right there this year. They're a top 5. They're a top 5 team in the league. I have no issues, no problem saying that.
Randolph, what do you feel about that?
When like Luke said, asking Brown and Tatum to step up at such early in their careers is going to be a difficult task. But they're definitely 2, maybe 3 years away from being very, very big pieces for the Celtics. They could really carry them.
Austin, you have something to add?
Well, I think what they said is definitely accurate. With the Golden State Warriors, even if you make it out of the East, you're not beating that Warriors team. The Celtics lost their best defender in Avery Bradley, and yeah, Marcus Smart is definitely a capable guy defensively, but even if you take one Warriors offensive weapon out of the game, there's 2 or 3 more that can hurt you, and we don't have the defense or we are a good scoring team, but we're not going to match up with that team. We can't outscore the Warriors.
It's not just us; it's everyone in the NBA.
Right, no one can outscore that Warriors team, not a single team.
Are they winning again this year?
I have the Warriors winning without a problem again
Without
this
a
year.
doubt. Without a doubt.
I think, could the Cavs upset them? Maybe, but they're definitely the prohibited favorites. I mean, you can never count LeBron James out as the best player in the world, but the Cavs didn't get better, right?
With all the
right,
drama
Randolph?
going on in that organization, I don't
Exactly.
see them beating the
Good
Warriors.
point.
Now, my biggest problem with the NBA these days is it seems like if you're a great player, you can pick whatever team the heck you want to go on. That is something that should never happen in sports, and I feel like that is the one big problem the NBA should face in the next few years. Deals that they make. Should you basically cherry pick what team you want to go on? Randolph, what do you think about that?
Well, let's just put this on the record that the Celtics were the first team to do that with Kevin Garnett, Ray Allen, and Paul Pierce all joining together and making the first super team. But I personally don't agree with if you're a superstar getting to pick and choose who you want to go to. But at the same time, they're just more basically taking a one-up on the business, being able to do what they want, being able to run it themselves, just really taking control as a player.
Mm-hmm. Austin, what about you?
Well, I think I agree with Randolph. You shouldn't be able to just pick and choose and create super teams, but at the end of the day, it's good for basketball in a sense because the Warriors, the amount of fans they've gotten involved since they made that super team in the NBA Finals being one of the most watched ever this year, has really gotten fans interested more than these scrappy teams with Dirk Nowitzki in 2003 leading them up there, or a team like the old Lakers teams. They had Shaq and Kobe, but I wouldn't call them a super team, those old Lakers teams, because they didn't really have a third piece or a fourth piece. This Warriors team has not only Curry and Durant, but they have Thompson, Draymond Green too. So yeah, Shaq and Kobe, super team, but it was a 2-player team at the end of the day.
They could be considered a super team because you have the greatest center. Couldn't move him. You couldn't do anything with him. So
To me,
it's a 2-man super team, we should say.
to me, the problem with the modern NBA, really, as far as the playoffs concerned, is, like you look at like a guy like Jordan in his day, getting out of the first round, dude. It wasn't a given. You had to go for it. You had to fight in the first and second round. Nowadays, Warriors, Cavs, first round's practice. The first round for LeBron this year was literally practice. He was out there having fun. And even look at his series in like the semis and the conference finals against the Raptors. He's drinking beer after he gets fouled going into the bleachers. He's having fun out there. He was warming up for the finals. The Eastern Conference Finals this year for the Cavs was a warm-up. A warm-up.
Is there any contender other than the Cavs that can beat this Warriors team?
No, not in my opinion. I think Randolph agrees with me. I don't think. Luke
I think the
probably
Celtics have a big chance. Like with
Dude.
Gordon Hayward.
I don't think Gordon Hayward. He's a great ad, but when you're going up against the Warriors, you're not going to outscore him and you're not going to outdefend him right now. The Celtics team, they don't have enough good defenders to shut down 2 or 3 pieces. Yeah, Marcus Smart, maybe he can slow down Curry, but you're not going to shut him down. And then even if you do that, what happens with Klay Thompson? Because I know that Isaiah Thomas isn't guarding anybody. One of the worst defenders in the league. Although he's a great offensive player, he's not well-rounded. We don't have a Kawhi Leonard who can play both ways. Smart is the closest thing to it, and he's not a good offensive player. So you don't have that superstar that can slow down a team on both ends of the floor, and that's when we're going to struggle if we match up with the Warriors in the finals.
There's no team that has even comes close to matching up with them. The only team that can match up with their size, but they're not that good yet, is the Bucks. And the Bucks are nowhere close to being in any type of contender to title against them.
What do you guys think about the Rockets?
I don't know about that.
I think
I'm
they're,
not sure yet.
they're a dark horse in the West to knock them off in the Western Conference Finals, but I still don't think they match up well enough with the Warriors team. Harden's not a good defender. Everyone knows that too. And Clay defend because last year Harden was used to with Patrick Beverly. Beverly's still there, but he also requests. Beverly's on the Clippers now.
Yeah.
So he doesn't have Beverly to help him switch on defense. Chris Paul is a capable defender, is what you can call Chris Paul. He's not gonna be able to switch as often with Harden defensively. So even if they do switch, Harden's gonna have to go up against Curry, and he cannot cover Steph Curry. We've seen that in the past. It's not gonna happen for the Rockets. So if they do end up beating the Warriors, it's gonna be an offensive shootout. And the Rockets, I do think they have the 3-point pieces to match up with Ryan Anderson at the power forward position, stretching the floor well, but the Warriors are just unstoppable.
Guys, coming up next, we have Mike Reiss joining the show in just a few moments. But first, we have a quick sports update, and we'll be right back.
I'm Ryan Hastings. Here's today's sports headlines. In baseball, Dennis Eckersley rejoined the Nesson Red Sox broadcast Thursday night for the first time since Dan Shaughnessy's Boston Globe story detailing the incident with David Price on the team plane was published. When asked how he's been doing, Eck said, "It's been brutal because it's a very unfortunate set of circumstances, but I think everybody wants to move on." Tonight, the Red Sox will look for their 61st win as they play Jose Abreu and the White Sox in the second game of their 4-game homestand at 7:10 Eastern Time. On to football. The Patriots will host a joint practice with the Jacksonville Jaguars on Monday, August 7th and Tuesday, August 8th, prior to their preseason opener with the Jaguars on August 10th. I'm Ryan Hastings, and that's it for now.
Not until 40, okay? So continue your conversation. Take a break, then Mike.
Guys, this New England Patriots team is looking better than ever. So, Austin, what do you think about this New England Patriots team?
Well, on paper, their roster, no other team in the NFL can match up with it position by position. And as many people have said, they are clearly the favorite to go get Tom Brady's 6th ring. The additions they've made show that Bill Belichick and Robert Kraft want to win now. They want to keep winning with Brandon Cooks, Coney Ely. They were willing to part with some draft picks, but I think this Patriots team is the clear favorite of the Super Bowl. I don't think they're going to go 19-0. I think they will lose a game at the end of the year and when they go to Miami. But this team, as I said, they're the clear favorite.
Randy, what do you feel about this New England Patriots team? Is it the most depth Patriot roster we have ever seen?
Well, just like Austin said, on paper, they are very dominant, and they are the clear favorite to win this year. And to be honest with you, they have so much depth in their lineup that if somebody were to get injured, and God forbid that would happen, but I feel like they would not have any worry because they would be able to fill that spot with somebody who's more than capable of just being a glue guy.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I said this on Patriots Playbook with John Rook. That's last week. I said if Tom Brady went down, that's why the Patriots did not get rid of Jimmy Garoppolo, because the Patriots know he can play football, and that's why they did not get rid of him. And I'm happy that the Patriots still have him because Tom Brady's 40 years old now. He just celebrated his birthday yesterday. We haven't seen Tom Brady at 40 years old in a game. We haven't. What happens first game of the year? He gets hurt. What happens?
I mean, we saw him at 39. It's a year difference. And I don't think he's going to fall off a cliff just yet. He showed no signs of that last year. So is that what you're saying? He's going to fall off a cliff 1 year later, removed from the greatest comeback in Super Bowl history?
I feel like there may be some kind of hangover, so to say, a winning hangover, where maybe no doubt in my mind, Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback of all time. But what if he gets banged up? What happens? What happens to Tom Brady if he starts, gets a little messy, so to say, Austin?
Well, first of all, I don't think there'll be a hangover. Not on a Bill Belichick-led team. He doesn't let his team have a hangover. He's too good of a coach to have that happen. But if Tom Brady does play sloppy, he's a guy who's too competitive to let himself play sloppy the whole year. We saw when they went on to win the Super Bowl, He was horrible in the Kansas City game. Came on next week and destroyed the Bengals. Even though everyone counted him out already, they said his career was over. He's never going to give up. So even if this year is a little bit sloppier than usual, he's too good of a player and has too good of a work ethic to let that affect him the whole season.
What do you think,
You
Luke?
just rarely see, like Austin said, hangovers with Bill Belichick-led teams because he's just he just never dwells on the past. Like you saw him after they won it last year. They asked him how excited he was about winning the Super Bowl, and he said, with all due respect, we're just 2 weeks behind on the offseason. They're so focused on the future and focused on the next step. They're not going to have a hangover with a better team. In my opinion, a much better team. The depth they added and stars they added, as in Brandon Cooks, they're unstoppable. 19-0 it's not out of the question, barring injuries, of course.
Okay. Randy, what do you feel? Like Luke said, do you feel like this Patriots team can pull off a 2007 and go undefeated?
I don't believe that they're going to go undefeated just because I feel like that puts a lot of pressure on one team.
Mhm.
At the end of the day, regardless if you go 19-0, if you go 18-1, if you go however many, whatever your record is, if you win the championship, that's all that matters. The Dolphins, they had the 19 or however many season, undefeated season. End of the day, it honestly doesn't matter. It's just something that is going to be addition to winning a Super Bowl.
Mm-hmm. If the Patriots win, let's do this. Let's do a fantasy booking here. Patriots go undefeated, win the 6th Super Bowl. Tom Brady gets his 6th ring. Does he retire?
I don't know. I don't think there's any chance.
I'm going to say yes on that.
He said in a press conference, he reiterated I saw this on Twitter, he reiterated in a press conference he wants to play to his mid-40s. He is determined to play until he wants to retire. And I'm quoting him, he wants to retire when he stops. That's his own words.
I say that he would retire. I feel like he's going to try. I feel like he has the mindset of going out on top and having the influence of his wife already saying that she wanted him to retire because of concussions. I think that's going to be in the back of his mind. He has 6 rings that's untouchable, and he's going to have the rest of his life to spend with his kids, his family, be around football. So I think that if he were to win a 6th ring, he would definitely take that into consideration.
I agree with Randolph because for Brady, what else is there left to do? If he wins his 6th ring, he's got 6 rings. He's won an MVP. He's the back of all time now. So what is there left to play for? His wife has said he's had a concussion. So if that's true and he's already had concussions, why keep playing? Why risk getting further hurt after the recent CTE study? Why risk it when there's nothing left to really do besides continue to win some rings that he already has 6 of?
Especially if even if they win a Super Bowl this year, why wouldn't someone want to go on top with 6 rings?
Well, they'd have to win it for him to get a 6th ring.
Right.
I get your point. Well, I'm not disagreeing with you guys. If I was in his position, I would retire. I'm just telling you, I don't think Tommy thinks that. I think he looks at it as he looks at it as his training is at its peak and he's in shape and he wants to play until he literally can't anymore. And I don't know. I just think he has it in his head. I want to play till I'm 45. I'm serious.
He may have that in his head, but I also think that he's going to be realistic too. Is like Austin said with the CTE thing. If he's playing till he's 45 and he's getting banged around everywhere, that's not something you want to do. You want to preserve your body, and I think that's what he's going to be doing. He's already saying he feels like he's in the best shape of his life. So I feel like if he were to stop playing football, if they win a 6th ring, he's going to be in even better shape. So there's not a lot of 4-year-olds who say that they're in that good of shape.
And Brady wants to remember these championships he's won. Troy Aikman literally said he can't remember one of the Super Bowls he won. Tom Brady's going to want to go out and actually remember the things with the CTE. He doesn't want to go home and think about what even happened. He doesn't know which rings he won when. He wants to go out. Yeah, he can go out on top if he wins his 6th ring. So if he goes out on top and he feels healthy still, let him go out healthy rather than go out banged up and injured and sitting at home with head problems.
I feel like if anyone was to, I think he just needs to listen to his body, and in his mind, he probably wants to play till he's 100. That, of course, would never happen. But I just feel like if after this season, if he starts, feeling the effects of playing football for as so long as he did, maybe he would start considering, okay, when am I really ending this? It's really starting to really affect my lifestyle, and I can't do this anymore, especially if he wins a 6th ring this year. Luke, do you disagree with me? Or do you agree with me?
I think he could start. I don't think he would consider retirement until after the 6th ring. I think he, as crazy as it sounds, I don't think he has something left to prove to himself. I think he wants to. I don't. He keeps saying he wants to play to his mid-40s. I just don't, and he's better than ever. I just don't understand. I don't see him just all of a sudden saying, "Yeah, you know what? Changed my mind, retire." Unless the one thing that could influence, maybe it sounds funny, but I think his wife. I think that's a possibility that she gets in his head. Maybe after this year, maybe he's talking about 45. Maybe after next year, we'll see. But I just don't see him retire after this year, considering how he's continuously said he wants to play his mid-40s.
His wife is definitely in his head on that.
Yeah.
Coming up next, we have Mike Reiss from ESPN joining us. What does he have to say about this whole Tom Brady situation, the CTE scanning, the Patriots training camp? Does he feel like this Patriots team could potentially go undefeated and win a Super Bowl like they did last year? Well, that's next.
Does it go to music?
You better be talking about Kendrick Perkins.
Is it good to music?
Say he better be.
John's
I don't know what that means.
All right, you gonna try Mike on that first phone? Phone
Yeah.
number that you gave me?
Yes.
All right, all right.
He said that's a landline.
Okay, that's fine. They'll probably work better. No guarantees here. So if for some reason he's not there and we can't get him on, I'm gonna just tell you to keep on rolling and start a new conversation, okay? All right. So far, so good, though. There's really good interaction here, guys, okay? You sound really good on the air, all right?
Okay.
We're done with updates, the top of the hour. So when you get done with Mike, I would say keep him 5 to 6 minutes. Don't, his time is valuable.
Yep.
And thank him and then pick up your conversation. And then if you need to take another break, you can,
Okay.
all right? But you can just plow right through to the top of the hour if you want to.
All right.
Okay?
What do you guys want to do?
Just pop through the top.
What do you guys want to talk about, though?
Hey,
Talk about the camp.
can I just ask him one question?
Well, let's talk about
Yes.
football a little bit.
I
Then
wanna-
like 5 minutes.
Okay.
I
You
want to
guys
ask
want to
him.
talk about the CT?
Yeah.
I want to ask
What's
him.
the hashtag? How do you
Brad
spell
can't
it?
help. Talk about
FEUZ
Alex,
Nation.
let me ask him. How do you think Brandon Cooks will
Okay.
fit into the
Like,
offense? How do you think he'll gel with Tom
I'll let
Brady?
you guys ask the questions. I won't really.
Okay.
'cause only
I'll
5
start it off.
I'm not
I'll
gonna
ask a
ask
few
any
questions, and then
questions.
you can ask one, and then I'll wrap it up
That
with
sounds
one more. That sound good?
Yep.
I'll ask like 2 questions.
Fucking rolled.
All right. He's calling now. So
Ready, Ryan?
here you go, Luke. Ryan, you having fun?
Hello, Feuzion. We are back here live on Fusion News on Power 88 Radio and YouTube Live. And joining us now and on the phone is Mike Reiss, ESPN New England Patriots reporter. Mike, we were at training camp yesterday, and I got the chance to meet you. How was the Patriots training camp today? We are having technical difficulties with the phone right now, but the training camp was very good. I heard Tom Brady spoke. Mike, can you hear me? Well, the training camp was very good today with the Patriots, and Luke, Tom Brady spoke today. He made a press conference. What was your takeaway from Tom Brady?
Well, I think it was really interesting, like we talked in the last segment about his reiteration of how he wants to play in the 40s and that impacting the team. And it was also, from what I've heard, a good scrimmage today with Garoppolo, with the second teamers going against Brady with the first teamers. So, it's part of the progression. They have a joint practice next week against the Jaguars in the preseason game. So it's we're getting closer here, getting closer to football.
And we are trying to get Mike Reiss on the show. We're having a few technical difficulties. We will try to get Mike on as soon as possible. Austin, what are your biggest takeaways from the training camp today in the Patriots?
I thought it was good to see the intra-squad scrimmage and see how well Garoppolo could perform. Jimmy could end up being the future of this team if you think about it. I don't see Tom Brady going anywhere, but if he does retire, then it'd be Garoppolo the guy to take over, and we may have to franchise Garoppolo to keep him around, which I don't think is necessarily a bad thing because Garoppolo is definitely a capable guy. It seems like he's a capable guy to lead this team. Focus on Tom Brady and getting a 6th rank.
Mm-hmm. Ryan, what do you think about this?
Well, I think that if Tom Brady doesn't leave this year, I think that Garoppolo will be heading out. So the future of the team may be in Jacoby Brissett.
All right.
Hot take.
What do you think?
I definitely think if Brady doesn't leave this season, he's going to try to go for another ring.
Mm-hmm, definitely. Randy, what do you feel about this Patriots training camp today?
Like everybody said, I think it went really well. I'm going to go back to when you were talking about Jimmy Garoppolo. I feel as if Tom Brady were to leave, Jimmy Garoppolo would definitely be taking over. But if Tom Brady is not going to leave, I feel like the Patriots are going to franchise him. And then depending on if he stays or be traded, will be up in the air. So we'll see how everything goes. But in my opinion, Jimmy Garoppolo is that next guy who's going to take over the Patriots, learning under Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback probably in NFL history. Patriots off and running like nothing stopped.
Austin, do you feel that like that too?
Well, I think Garoppolo is definitely a capable guy to replace Brady, but for now, it's Tom Brady's team, and the focus is on how well he leads these guys, and there's no reason to believe that they won't get this. Brady won't get his 6th ring with the roster they've added, the roster that's on paper. There's not a team that can match up. And if we talk AFC East for a minute, Ryan Tannehill's injury that has ruled him out for the season really takes away any competitors from the AFC East for the Patriots to challenge them. I don't see Matt Moore leading the the Dolphins team to a division title. That's just not going to happen. And then if you look at the Jets, will the Jets even win a game, do we think, this season?
Probably not.
I think they're a 1-15, 2-14 team. 0-16 would not surprise me. That team is depleted.
They had one good player, and then we took them.
And the Bills aren't a competitor either.
All right, joining us now, ESPN's New England Patriots, Mike Reiss. Mike, can you hear us? I'm doing pretty well. Mike, I got the chance to meet you yesterday at training camp, and of course, I was not at the training camp today, but I know you were. Can you tell us a little about what Tom Brady said today that surprised you most? Mike, do you feel like if Tom Brady, has some more problems with the CTE scan, he could potentially retire this season if he in fact wins a Super Bowl ring?
I guess for that, it's always hard to look into the crystal ball and to predict the way things would go. What I would tell you is that he was actually there. Robert Kraft had talked about hoping he played as long as he wants, maybe even into his 50s. And Tom laughed a little bit and said, I don't think I even said 50s before, but then he said, I've always said mid-40s at that. That was probably another big takeaway from what he said.
Mike, Luke here, who is a Patriots fan who was on the show today, has a question for you. Do you have time for that? Okay.
Hi, Mike. Thanks for coming on. How do you think Brandon Cooks will fit in the offense, and how do you think he'll gel with Tom Brady?
Well, Luke, I have to tell you, one of the plays of today's practice, maybe the play, was a long bomb Tom Brady to Brandon Cooks. Like a rainbow, almost like he caught it over his shoulder, for a big game. And it really energized the fans that were in attendance. When I saw that play, it sort of leads me to the answer to the question of how is Brandon Cooks going to fit into this offense? He's going to fit into the big game. They already have Feuzion, Chris Hogan, Malcolm Mitchell, Danny Amendola back from last year. Now you got Brandon Cooks. Think fast, think speed. And I think he's going to bring a great run after the catch aspect to the offense, a great deep ball threat to the offense. And, one of the positive developments in the first 8 practices of training camp, Brandon Cooks has been out there every day, very consistently, and he's building that rapport with Tom Brady. Let me say another thing. But for this practice today, great visual. Tom Brady and Brandon Cooks are working on a route on the inside part of the field. And Cooks drops the pass. So Brady calls him over and says, let's do that again. And then Cooks runs the route, and he just the pass. And so then after he puts the ball down, Cooks starts doing push-ups on the field because he's punishing himself for having dropped the ball. So this drill ends, and everyone's ready to go on to the next. And Brady motions over to Cooks, says, hey, come back here. And they did the same thing again. And I just thought that sort of triple shot, if you will, drop, catch, and then let's do it one more time, even though the drill's over. It's a great reflection of what we've seen in the practice field of Brady and Cooks working to get on the same page. And it certainly seems like it's going pretty well.
Mike, at the end of the season, will we be comparing Brandon Cooks to Randy Moss from 2007?
I don't think so, Alex. I think that's impressive, and here's why. Randy Moss is an all-world talent, and what he did in 2007 was probably never going to be duplicated again in the league. That was just ultra special, and really, they call him the Brady, or some people did, and they had a term that you could get bombed, when Randy Moss would either race by you or catch the ball over you. And Brandon Cooks is a different type of receiver than Randy Moss. The similarity, obviously, is they both have very good speed, but I think the way Cooks is going to do it is going to be a little bit different than Randy Moss. That doesn't mean it's going to be any, less effective. But I also think that Moss is just maybe a bug. So disrespected Randy Cooks, but Moss is really, to me, you'd have to be pretty special to be included in that category.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And before we wrap up this interview here on Power 88 and on YouTube Live, Mike, of course, I'm from upstate New York, and Deion Lewis is a big name there in upstate New York. Where is Deion Lewis's future with the New England Patriots?
Well, I think it's a great future. He's obviously in the last year of his contract. So, who knows what it's going to look like after this year. But let's focus on this year because that's what we know. And that's the given. Deion Lewis looks like their primary kickoff returner right now. And if you recall, back in the playoffs, he had a kickoff return for a touchdown, if I remember, against Houston. And so you're going to factor into the mix there. And then at running back, well, they have Mike Gillespie and Rex Burkhead, who they signed. But there's still an end James White
Yeah, definitely. Mike, I want to say thank you for taking the time out of your busy schedule, very busy schedule, I might add, to join me on Feuzion News today. And of course, this is a sports broadcasting camp here at Power 88 Radio. 12 guys are here. If you can tell us your favorite part about working for ESPN to cover the New England Patriots, what would that be?
My favorite part would be that I love football, I love reporting, and I would probably be doing it anyway if I wasn't working. I'd probably be watching all the practices and following it very closely. So the main thing that I love is just having a job where it doesn't feel like a job, if that makes sense. So that's probably the main thing I would say.
Yeah, definitely, Mike. It sounds like a dream job for sure. Mike, I want to say thanks again for taking the time and hope to talk to you very soon.
Definitely, and I want to say thanks to you, and you did a great job.
Thank you.
So everyone knows that you reached out to ESPN to make this interview happen. And I know you mentioned you're in a sports broadcasting camp. I hope that everyone that's listening and you know that that's the way to do it. If we're talking about learning about sports broadcasting, that's the only way to get something is to ask for it, right? Whether that's a question in a news conference or, anything. So you did a great job, number one, to make it happen. And I want to thank you for having me.
Definitely. Thank you again, Mike.
All right, have a great day, guys.
You too.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Well, we just talked to one of the best guys in the business here on Feuzion News. Guys, my name is Alex Hughes alongside
Randolph Thurman.
Ryan Hastings.
Luke Cervello.
Austin Dakuda.
And Jack Dow.
And, guys, we just have a few minutes left on the show. And, of course, there's no better way to end this show than to recap what we learned on this 2-week sports broadcasting camp here at Dean College. And, of course, the professor is the voice of the New England Patriots, Mr. John Rook. So, guys, let's go around the table here and say what has been your favorite moment here at the sports broadcasting camp.
Well, my favorite moment at the sports broadcasting camp was definitely just getting to know you guys. Going on air, going to different games like the Revolution game, the Paw Sox game, being with the Patriots. It was just a really good experience. And it gives you a lot of good experience when you want to get into this business. So there's a big shout out to the Dean College camp.
Ryan Hastings, what was your favorite part about this 2-week camp?
I'd have to say my favorite part about this camp was getting to do the play-by-play at the Paw Sox game.
Mm-hmm. We got do a little rain delay, right? That was a almost hour and a half rain delay coverage that we got to do, but it was a lot of fun, right? Luke, what was your favorite moment?
Everything was good all around, but I'd probably have to go Paw Sox too. Just getting something under your belt like that is definitely valuable, and I would recommend this camp to anyone. It's good stuff.
Austin, what about you?
The entire camp was a great experience, and I learned so much throughout the whole 2 weeks here. But my favorite moment had to be the Paw Sox game because it gave us a real-life experience with the rain delay. It's something that's going to happen. Hopefully, when we all get jobs here, working in the broadcasting field. But it's something that we're going to have to experience one day, and it was cool to see what the broadcasters go through when that happens, and having to fill that time was very valuable because we got to take a lot away from it and learn so much from that game.
Jack, what about you?
Definitely my favorite part of this camp or program was being taught by someone who has definitely 40-plus years of experience. I'm talking about John Rook.
Yeah, and you just brought up what I was going to end the show. We just have 2 minutes left. This is my second year of the camp, and I've known Mr. Rook for 2 years now, or a full year, about a year and a half now. So, guys, let's go around the table again. What is your favorite thing about?
Well, just like you said, you've known John for about 2 years. I actually had John as a teacher last semester, and we got to know each other very well. I'd say my favorite thing about John Rook is definitely just he's a very honest person, a straight up guy, and will teach you everything he knows about the business because he wants you to have the same success that he has.
Ryan, what about you? Favorite thing about John Rook?
I like how he has a lot of experience in this field, and he teaches it to all of us.
Luke, what about you?
I like about him, he's just a really nice guy and knows what he's talking about.
That's for sure. Austin?
I like that he puts in so much time and effort to help us and try to teach us. He's still a busy man. He still works for the Revolution and the Patriots and has to write articles. And he still takes time here in the summer to teach us and really cares about how we do. He really wants us to all succeed.
Mm-hmm. And Jack, let's leave it off with you.
My favorite part about John Rook is definitely that he's the voice of the New England Patriots. And I definitely think, in my own opinion, that he's the GOAT.
Well, guys, I want to say thank you for taking the time to listen and watch us wherever you are listening to in the world to Feuzion News, Fuse Nation. I want to say thank you. You can follow me on Twitter at AlexFuse. Go hit the like button, hit the subscribe button. John Rook is the GOAT according to Jack Dow. Thanks for listening, and I will see you very soon. Thanks for listening.